Let us discuss this example. In this example, we have to prove this inequality. Three norms are defined on elements of Rn. Getting? So norm 1, norm 2 and norm infinity. So we are already familiar with definition of all these three norms, since in previous videos also we have seen this definition. So we have to prove these inequalities. Getting? So two inequalities are there. It is not possible to prove simultaneously. What will we do? First of all, we will focus on for this second inequality. We will prove it, and after that we will prove the first inequality. Okay, so let us start to work on it. Let us focus on norm x infinity. The definition says maximum of mod x1, mod x2 and so on mod xn. That means we take, if you have any element x belongs to Rn having n number of components x1, x2 and so on xn, what we do, we take mod of each component and what will be the maximum value, that will be the value of norm x infinity. So by definition of norm x infinity, definitely we can write, let me mention here clearly mod x1 less than or equal to norm x infinity, mod x2 less than or equal to norm x infinity, and so on. Mod xn is less than or equal to norm x infinity. Getting? Since it is maximum of these all, so that's why each of them is either equal or less than norm x infinity. Okay, by definition we could write. After that, what will I do? I will take squares of both sides, okay, of all inequalities, and we will add. So let me mention here now by squaring and adding we get, let us see what will we get. Okay, all numbers are non-negative, so definitely inequalities will be maintained. So see, if you take square x1 square plus x2 square plus and so on xn square. Okay, if you take square of all these numbers and if you add, our left hand side will be this one, less than or equal to. Let us talk about right hand side. We are taking squares of all and we are adding. That means norm x infinity square plus norm x infinity square plus and so on norm x infinity square. Getting? And it appears n number of times, right? So we will have, so therefore x1 square plus x2 square plus and so on xn square less than or equal to n times norm x infinity square. Getting? So it is less than or equal to n times, since we are adding the same term n number of times, so that's why n into norm x infinity square. We will take positive square root of all sides, so we will have, so therefore I am taking positive square root of all both sides, so x1 square plus x2 square and so on xn square less than or equal to root n, and this one will be norm x infinity, since square and square root will get cancelled to each other. Are you familiar with this? Yes, this left hand side already we have seen, that is nothing but norm x2. So therefore norm x2 less than or equal to root n norm x infinity. Now what will I do? I will multiply both sides by root n. Let us see what will happen. I am multiplying both sides by root n x2 less than or equal to root n into root n norm x infinity, by multiplying both sides by root n. Okay, and yes, same thing we have got, right? So I will call it as star. So one inequality we have proved. Now simply we have to work on another inequality. Make a screenshot of it, then we will go further. So let us work on first inequality. Okay, so I will start with norm x1. So I'm considering norm x1. You are familiar with its definition. It's mod x1 plus mod x2 plus and so on mod xn. Okay, so this is norm x1 definition. What will I do? I will take square of both sides. Let me do in the same step. So this is square. Okay, so now the question is how to find the expansion of that bracket. In previous video already we have seen, okay, the technique which we followed. Let me revise that thing. A plus b plus c square we have. Then what we do? A square plus b square plus c square. We write 2ab plus 2bc plus 2ca. That means first we write square of all terms. After that 2 into, we take pairs. Getting? All possible pairs we take. So the same thing I will do. So this is equal to x1 square plus x2 square plus and so on xn square. After that 2 summation mod xi mod xj. Getting? So 1 less than or equal to I less than j less than or equal to n. So what we do, we took square of all terms first, right? So mod is not required since we have taken square, so cannot be negative. And 2 into, same thing I have taken, 2 into summation of all possible pairs. So xi, xj, and I running from 1 to n minus 1 and j running from 2 to n by maintaining this inequality. Okay, so this thing we have. See, one more thing I need to add here, that is, you know that a plus b bracket square is greater than or equal to 0. Agree with me? Some rough work I am doing there, and that the result what we get, the conclusion which we get, we are going to use it here. So you know that square cannot be negative, so a plus b bracket square is greater than or equal to 0, right? What will I do? Yes, I will expand the bracket. A square plus 2ab plus b square greater than or equal to 0, right? Okay, instead of plus I will take minus here, so then we will have minus, right? A minus b. Okay, some number will be there, but when you take square, will be greater than or equal to 0. I am expanding the bracket, so we will have this one. Let us shift minus 2ab on that side. It has a negative sign. When you shift it there, it will have plus sign. So a square plus b square greater than or equal to 2ab. Okay, a very important inequality we have got. That means 2ab, the same type of thing we have got, no? 2ab, this is a and this is b, you can call. So this inequality I am going to use here. So this is less than or equal to x1 square plus x2 square. I am first copying these numbers, xn square plus, okay, plus summation 1 less than or equal to I less than j less than or equal to n. I am replacing 2 into this term, okay, 2 into this term by a square plus b square. That means xi square plus xj square. See, when you take square, no need to write mod since cannot be negative. Getting? So this inequality I use here. Let us go further. So this is equal to x1 square plus x2 square plus and so on xn square. Okay, I'm going to expand this summation. Actually, some things we need to care about it. Okay, we will take care and we will expand this summation. Now let us see what will happen. So plus I will start with I is equal to 1. See, all possibilities I and j, two variables we have. First we will fix I is equal to 1. We will vary j. J is equal to 2, j is equal to 3, j is equal to 4, and so on. J is equal to n. After that we will change our I. We will go to 2 and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 up to n. Next I is equal to 3. In this way we will go up to I is equal to n minus 1. Okay, let us start. I am taking I is equal to 1. So x1 square and j is equal to 2. So plus x2 square over. So now I is equal to 1, j is equal to 3. So I is equal to 1. So let me continue here. So x1 square plus now j is equal to 3, x3 square. Okay, just I'm writing at different place but doing the same. So x3 square. After that I is 1 and j is 4. Okay, after that I is 1, j is 5. After that I is 1, j is 6. After that I is 1 up to, I should go up to j is equal to n. Okay, so that means x1 will continue in this way. It will continue in this way, and x1 square, and here we will go up to xn square. Okay, after reaching at the end point xn square, I will change the value of I. We had taken I is equal to 1. Now I will go to I is equal to 2. I is equal to 2, j is equal to 3. I is equal to 2, j is equal to 4. I is equal to 2, j is equal to 5. In this way we'll continue. So let me write it properly. Now I is equal to 2 x2 square plus x3 square, right? After that plus x2 square. In this way it will go up to x2 square and it will go up to xn square, right? And so on. That means we will fill in this way xn square. That means one type of matrix we will have, n by n. Okay, so yes, this n minus 1 by n matrix we will have. Let us continue. So let us count how many times x1 square appears. 1, 2, 3, 4 up to it will appear n number of times. So n xn x1 square plus that x2 also will appear n number of times. So that's why we will have n x2 square and so on. The same thing will happen for xn square also. It will appear n number of times. So we'll have plus n xn square. Definitely we can take n common. So this is equal to n x1 square plus x2 square plus and so on xn square. Do you remember what was our left hand side? It was norm x1 square, right? So now I will take square root of both sides. So therefore I'm by taking square root of both sides, what will you get? Its square root will be norm x1 only. square root will get cancelled to each other. I should maintain the inequality here, less than or equal to, its square root will be n, its square root will be root x1 square plus x2 square plus and so on xn square, right? Have you seen it anywhere? Yes, this is nothing but our norm x2. So therefore, norm x1 less than or equal to root n norm x2. So this is star, double star, sorry, I should say double star. See, yes, same thing we proved, getting? So let us combine simply star and double star, so we'll have required inequality. So we wrote the conclusion here. Okay, so this is our conclusion from star and double star. Okay, make a screenshot of it, then we'll stop. Thank you. Bye bye.